So here we are at the encounter week 6, and welcome. I'm so glad you beautiful humans are here with us. I love our Saturday morning little just infusion of love, and we're coming together with the intention of love, not just for us, but when we come in focused together. Hey, Linda, when we come in focused together, we experience love not just for us, but for the world. Because love is that powerful, because God is love, right? And so today we're talking about why we shut down sometimes and how to come back. And it's really part of last week where we talked about safety. And this is such an important message, whether it's for you or for somebody that you know. Because I guarantee you, you know somebody that is not living in safety within themselves. They're not living in love within themselves the way you are. And so part of this is to help give language for us personally, but also language when we're just living life and ministering, whether you're even calling it ministry, but you're explaining or even trying to show somebody peace that isn't feeling it. And so as I've been going after and kind of studying the nervous system and the power of our incredible bodies, that obviously God created us with bodies that are meant to heal themselves. So we're talking a lot about the nervous system because that is the one thing that can keep us from even creating safety within ourselves. So as we're talking about this today, listen with your ears for you, but also listen with your ears for someone else. So the big deal, like this community really matters to me. And as you guys can tell, if you're jumping in, I want us to, we're gonna change this up a little bit. And I used to have screens off and mics muted, and we're gonna have more connection throughout the meeting this morning. If you want your screen on, have it on. If you don't, no worries. But I do love seeing everybody's faces because that's so nice. And so I've loved what we've done these first 5 weeks, but I really, in talking to a few of you, just, we missed the connection that we were having. So every week, this is about love. Love as something you don't watch from a distance. It's not a lecture, it's an encounter. So even right now, position yourself to engage with love that can't fail. Love happens between people, it happens in real time, and when we actually let each other in, which is why I wanted to bring us back to kind of what we did with Seek Church model. And this is a Seek event, this is Seek Encounter, but we're just bringing it back to where we can talk, we can be together and really encounter one another's love. So again, be free, have it on, have it off. I'm just glad to have you guys here. So one more thing before I get into it, and I'll ask this, you can just put it in the chat. I know for our East Coast people, this is kind of late, so a number of you have asked if it could be an hour earlier. We have an encounter meeting with Mike Popovich at 9 o'clock, and so those who do that would have to, would probably want to come after that. So I'm just thinking about moving it. If it would really help you to have it an hour earlier. I think the people that wanted an hour earlier are not here because they're already out and about on a Saturday. So I'll let you guys know the exact time and where we're going to land. All that to say, let's go right into what is the through line to what we've been talking about for this is our 6th week of doing this. I love it. But we've been building something together, and I just want to remind you what we've built, because this is not 5 separate meetings. It's not, okay, this is a meeting all in of itself. This is one thing seen from 5 different angles, different perspectives. So in week 1, and y'all, just as a reminder, if you want to see the weeks, they're on YouTube. I have them all on my Aaron Horton official. Just subscribe to that, and you can see when the new video posts. It's there for you all the time. I usually get it up within a few hours. of recording it, but it goes up at some point on Saturday. So week 1, we said you're already loved. You're already loved. It's not something you're looking for outside of you. You don't have to perform for it. You don't have to get it all together to experience love, right? It's not if you earn it. It's, yeah, the through line is what I'm talking about, how love has been through all of this. I'm bringing the synchronicity of all 5 or 6 of these meetings together. So that's what I'm doing is you're already loved. It's already inside of you. Week 2, we talked about a love that doesn't fail, a love that has no mechanism for failure at all. Not sometimes, not mostly. It simply doesn't fail. We see this all through Scripture, but this is more than just a text we've read or memorized. This is the power of God Himself, love that cannot fail. He is love. As much as God is love, He created you in His image. So this is not just love with fine print. This is love that doesn't have an expiration date at all. No version of you disqualifies you from love. So this is just a reminder. That's where we went week 2. Week 3, we talked about you are worthy. Big, big, big deal. I encounter people over and over again who struggle with this place of, I know God loves me, but you still have this place in the back of your head that you feel unworthy for something. Maybe it's for blessing, for favor, for relationship. And I'm just giving us a reminder that this love, this worthiness is not when you're better. It's not when you've fixed the thing that you're trying to fix, right? It's not that at all. Oh, I forgot to admit people. Sorry, y'all. I forgot to admit you. You're in now. Yay. So in this beautiful realm of understanding, right, who we are and what we are, and we realize I'm worthy right now exactly as I am. As I actually am right now. I'm worthy. In week 4, we talked about how we know it. Not just know it intellectually, not just know it as a cool worship song we sang, or even maybe we experienced love when we were in a particular relationship, and now that relationship is over, I don't experience love anymore. It has nothing to do with someone you're connected to. You are worthy exactly as you are, and we can come into this place of know it. Not just in our head, right? Not as a concept that we agree with. We're talking knowing it, knowing love in your body, in your bones, right? The way you know your own name, knowing it, right? And then last week we talked about, and I loved last week. If you haven't listened to any recordings, I really encourage you. Last week was really important. It was safety is not hiding. You already live there. The safety that you longed for, man, is already in there. And it's not something that you manufacture. You don't have to earn your way into it. That love that holds you, that is your safety. You are already held, right? And so here's the question for today. Today we're talking about why we shut down sometimes and how to come back. Do you ever feel that moment where you're just like, ooh, I feel a bit shut down? And if you already live in safety, what makes it possible for me not to only not shut down, to come back, but also then bring something to the table of life? Bring your creativity, bring who you are, right? And so I want to start with kind of talking about our nervous system. And because our nervous system knows what is going. Yeah, it's so great, Pastor Becky. Love is the safe place to shelter, for it never stops believing the best of others. 1 Corinthians 13, right? Like, is that part of the love chapter? Like, this is This is a big deal. I'm guessing that's the Passion Translation. And that's the thing is this is how we were created. This is our creation. And so our nervous system, which was created to do two things, we've talked about it. Its major job is to say, am I safe? But it keeps us alive, right? So I want to start with something practical, because sometimes we put this stuff in a spiritual box and separate it from our body. But your body is in this too. And your body has always been in this, which is why I'm talking about this, talking about love in a way that I haven't really. Because as our nervous system, its job is to keep us alive. It's scanning our environment, internal and external, and asking, am I safe? Am I safe? And based on the answer, it decides on what you get access to. Listen, we talked last week, safety has kind of, with our society, we can sometimes think of safety as like, oh, it's a weak thing, it's fragile, and it's not. It's not. It is the realm of creation. And when your nervous system is in threat mode, when it's in high flight, high alert, fight or flight, your brain, literally, this is science, y'all, your brain narrows. You can't think as creatively. You can't problem solve as well. You're not living, you're just surviving. Just kind of trying to get through another experience. Maybe you're living great in some areas, but there's just one thing that causes you to narrow, and you're just trying to get through this one area. And so I want you to hear this. This is not a character flaw. This is not weakness at all. This is just the system doing what it was designed to do. Your nervous system was designed to protect you. It's always been trying to protect you. But, when your nervous system feels safe, when it gets the signal that you are held, you are okay, you are loved, you are worthy, you're not in danger, something opens up within you. You get access to things you could not reach before. Creativity, play. You'll notice a desire to do fun things. You'll notice a desire to connect with the things that give you pleasure, expression, solutions that you couldn't see from a threatened state. I hope this makes sense, because I think that sometimes as believers, we didn't hear a lot of talk about the nervous system. I've never heard this growing up in church, and like we would just pray for healing for our body, and that's cool. But our nervous system believes our deepest held thought about ourselves. And so if it believes it's in danger, then I know for me personally, I have seen a creativity and an expression come from me over these last couple of years that so far goes beyond what I've done in the past, what I've even experienced in the past. So safety doesn't just protect you. Listen to this. Safety unlocks you. That is cool. And this is what the love we keep talking about, this is what it does. The love that you're already living in, this is what it does in a real, physical, embodied sense. When you know, like we talked about a few weeks ago, when you know it, when you know that you're loved, when you know that you're held, you're not alone, right? When you know that you're safe, your nervous system finally gets to stop. Because imagine if that was you, if that was your eyes and your body, and you constantly had to look. I don't know if you've ever been driving intense traffic. I lived in Dallas, tense traffic. If you live there, New York City can be tense sometimes. And if you're not watching, like in New York City, y'all, if you're driving in a city, you know who's more dangerous than anybody? The guys on bicycles that are delivering food. Those guys are crazy. They will run out in front of you. If you're not watching all three sides at one time, it's like you could easily run out. And then just the people walking, they're not waiting around. They're New Yorkers, man. And so you kind of have to be scanning. Well, I've thought as I was thinking about that this week, that's how our nervous system is constantly feeling all the time. if we don't step into the safety that is already ours. So if you ever feel like you're in that place where, oh my gosh, there's trouble looming everywhere about any subject, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. How can I live? How can I start living with not this expanded, oh my gosh, safety? No, where my creativity is like, and what actually gets unlocked here is when what becomes available when we live from that place is a creativity. Now, please don't say, oh, well, I'm just not creative like some of you guys. I'm not creative. Everyone is creative because we're created in the image of the Creator. Your creativity looks very different than mine. And I'm so glad. I love that. Most people think that creativity is something you either have or you don't, a personality trait, a gift for certain people. But creativity isn't a personality trait, it's a state. It's a state, it's a realm, and it thrives on one specific condition. I bet you can guess what it is. That is safety. Your creativity thrives when your nervous system is safe to just be. So think about the most creative moments you've ever had. An idea that surprised even you. You're like, whoa, where did that come from? Have you ever had that moment where you're like, where did that just pop into my head, right? That thing that came out of you that you didn't even know was in there. Like maybe were you anxious and braced and on edge, or were you relaxed and playing in flow? More than likely, that creative place came from when you were in flow. Yeah, rest. When you were in rest, creativity is born and bred and thrives in rest. And so it doesn't come from pressure. It comes from play. I remember when we first started Seek Church, I remember just this word from the Lord that just was like, when are you going to start Seek Church? And it was confirmed by many people. And I was like, well, I only want to start a church if it can be fun. And I really haven't heard of any fun churches. And I remember just knowing that God was saying, yes, fun. Let's do this the fun way. And truly, from day one, that was part of what we were going to do. We were going to have joy. We were going to have fun with church. It wasn't going to be so in a container that looked like everything else we'd ever known. We were going to actually experience love that can't fail in a container that might look different than everybody else. And that's okay. Some people didn't like it, and that was okay too, right? And so let me just back up here. We spent week 3 talking about worthiness, and here's where it gets practical. When you don't feel worthy, you won't play. You perform. You produce to prove something. You create to earn something, right? And that is exhausting, and it produces a fraction of what you're actually capable of. Even with Seek Church, when we did this in New York City, again, the people who we made them a little nervous, actually. The people that kind of got nervous were not in play. They were trying to do something that looked like somebody else, and we just didn't. There's no part of me that was going to look like somebody else, not because I was trying to be different and unique, no, because I was just trying to be authentic to what God had said, and authentic to Aaron, authentic to what I knew this move looked like, right? When you know you're worthy already, not conditionally, you can create just because it's in you. I just know that some of you are going to get really unlocked today. Not because not because you need to perform, no, because creativity just wants to come out without needing it to land in a certain way, without needing it to prove that you're worthy, because you already are. That's when the real stuff comes out, y'all. And the second thing that unlocks is expression. And I'm hoping this morning that we're going to pull on an expression in you that maybe has been doing something else for a while. Maybe your expression has had to take care of something major in your world and you were not able to fully be you. Maybe there was this strain because of finances, relationships, what else? Health. And I'm just giving you permission today for your expression that is uniquely you to come forward in a way that maybe it never has before. As I begin to do that for myself, especially even at the beginning of this year, and I do this all the time, but I had new expressions come from me that I had never known were there because I just didn't know to look. There's something inside of every single one of us that wants to be seen, right? Not just tolerated, not just managed. I'm talking seen. Your perspective, your voice, the specific flavor of how you see the world that no one else has. That is big. But most of us learn early on that it wasn't safe to be fully seen. A lot of times we either learned it growing up. I didn't. I was really blessed to have my expression celebrated, but I know for many of you that's not the case. But then maybe you had your expression kind of clamped down in church circles or in business or in the world you live in the realm that you live in. And so to show up as the version of yourself and just want to be accepted, maybe even at an older age, maybe you haven't fully felt that yet. And we wondered why we felt lonely even when the room was full. Man, I'm speaking to the you that I tell people, if you ask me what my favorite thing to do is to sit across the table or across the Zoom and remind you of how freaking awesome you are. You're amazing. You are like, I'm pulling on your greatness because you can't truly be known and truly hidden at the same time. That's it, right? Safety is what makes expression possible. Not because the risk disappears, not because you know that even if someone doesn't understand, like even if you know it, right? But even if it doesn't land the way you hope, what if you completely botched it? I was listening to a girl this week and she was talking about she had really worked on this product that she had to sell, and she created this live experience, and she just knew all these people were going to come, and even her friends, and she would always have at least 10 people of her friends come so that the room didn't feel empty in case nobody else did. And it just happened to be that week where everybody was out of town and like 3 people showed up, and she botched it. She totally collapsed, and she was just telling the story. She goes, y'all, stuff like this happens. But she still took the risk to do it. And that ended up being the meeting where she chose to come forward, even though in the natural it looked like it was completely botched. And this is like, safety says I can fully be me, not because the risk disappears, not because you know that even if someone doesn't get it, right, that you're held, you're loved, you're still okay. I think some of it's experience, because I hear your stories, experiences with family over the holidays, that you feel like you're like hitting a brick wall. And when you finally let go and don't need to change anybody in the room or don't need to bring them over to your side, that then your creativity and your personality and your expression can come forward in a really cool way. And so we said this in week 2, love doesn't fail. That means that even when the expression feels like it's a fail, that love doesn't. And this is the ground that makes it safe to try, to experiment, to put yourself out there, even when it feels hard. So then the part 3 of this is when you don't feel like it. Now, I want us to get real honest for a minute, because I know somebody, and I mean this, I know it because I've felt it, and you felt it. Someone might be sitting here thinking, I hear you, but I don't feel it. I don't feel loved. I don't feel safe. And honestly, I don't even know how to love myself, let alone feel loved by something I can't see. I've heard this from you, that this place, like, Have you heard that? Have you felt that? Have you ever experienced that even a little bit? First, saying that is one of the most honest, courageous things you do, because most people don't even let themselves admit it. They just kind of nod along and say the right things. And they go home feeling exactly the same way they came. So if that's where you are, whether you're watching this live or watching the recording, I see you. And here's what you need to hear. That does not mean, if you don't feel like you feel love, doesn't mean you're broken. Does not mean that this isn't for you. It actually means you're right at the threshold of something, because you're being authentic. You know, our pastor Becky is like the queen of joy. This woman laughs and enjoys her life more than anybody I know, and has done it in the hardest seasons of her life. Time when a lot of people would collapse, and rightfully so, like just the overwhelming feeling of loss. And I've watched her have a supernatural joy, but I'm not even going to just say that, because it is who she is. It is her natural. She is the supernatural expression of God. Well, so are you. So even if you don't feel like you have that level of joy, it doesn't mean that you are not one with joy, because God is your sustainer. God is your joy. You are joy. You're not just joyful. You are joy, whether you feel like it or not. And here's the truth. We've been building on this for 6 weeks now. The love we keep talking about is not something that arrives from the outside when you finally get good enough at receiving it. Please hear me. It's already inside of you. It's always been inside of you. And remember what we said in week 1, I did not come here to give you something you don't already possess. I came here to unlock what's already inside of you. That's my goal. What you're experiencing as distance, that's not love being absent. That's the nervous system that has been on guard for so long that it doesn't know how to experience, how to let it in. That's a pattern of protection, right? That made complete sense given everything you've gone through. And that protection is not a flaw. It was a gift once, right? It kept you going. But now you don't need it in the way you needed it then. So this is why we're learning to even give our nervous system permission to stop the scanning. And let your body, your nervous system know you're not blocked from love. You are love that hasn't remembered itself yet. So I'm just saying, remember who you are. Remember who you've always been. And y'all, that path back is not trying harder to feel it. It's not white knuckling your way into self-love. Love, I love you, I love you, I love you. And on the inside, you're like, but I don't. No, it's not a performance. It's permission. Let's make this super easy. Permission to be exactly as you are right now, without having to figure it out, without the feeling of being there yet. And we said it in week 4. You don't think your way home. What did I say? Come home to love. Come home to who you've always been. You don't think your way into home. And you don't feel your way into home either. You just let yourself be home. Give yourself permission to be the love that you're looking for. And that's enough to start. So let's do a somatic anchor right now. That is where, in somatic just is body. Like, we're just going to involve our body. So right now, I want to do something with you. I just want you to feel where you're sitting right now. Just feel the chair beneath you. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Feel the bed, the couch, whatever is holding you up in this moment. Just notice it. Just notice it. And notice that support has been there this whole time, and we didn't even notice it. We didn't earn it. You didn't have to perform for it. You didn't have to understand it. It's just holding you. Now just stay right here and notice your body is supported. What we're doing right now when we do this, I do this all throughout the week. If I ever feel even a tiny bit of overwhelm, I will feel the chair. I will feel the bed. I will notice even the fabric on my skin and notice that I'm covered. And I'll let my nervous system know, you're covered. You're supported. I will, I guarantee you, until I say this word, nobody has thought about what I'm about to say. Nobody has wondered if gravity was going to work. So right now, know I am supported and I did nothing to perform for it. So just feel held right now. Again, you don't have to conjure up a feeling of love. Feel the chair. That exercise right there, y'all, does something so beautifully for your nervous system. It lets your nervous system say, you don't have to keep scanning. You don't have to keep looking for safety. I'm safe. Did you notice that it caused your body to let go a little bit? Did you notice less tension in your shoulders, even in your jaw? This is a huge, and that's why I've made it so easy, y'all. The second you start feeling that, just take a moment, feel the chair, feel the bed, feel the sofa, feel the shirt, feel it on your skin. Let your body know you're safe. And this is a picture of what we've been talking about for 6 weeks. You're already supported. You're already held. The love is already underneath you, even when your feelings haven't caught up yet. So I think even sometimes, because I hear this from people like, I wish I felt it like you. I wish I had experienced, I wish I had that love encounter like you had. You're having it right now. Let this be it. Let this be that encounter. Even if your feelings haven't caught up yet. And here's what I know, the feelings catch up to truth. Period. Not the other way around. Truth isn't waiting for you to feel a certain way. So let's not compare ourselves to how someone else is expressing themselves in their joy, in their love, in their safety even. And so even the title of this today was Why You Shut Down and How to Come Back, is this maybe you thought I forgot to ask the question that I ask every week. I did not. We're going to ask it now. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? I'm going to ask it again. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Not the version of you that has it all figured out. Not the version of you that feels worthy. Not the version that feels safe. Not the version that feels healthy, healed. I'm talking, could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? And I had somebody reach out and they were like, I kind of yelled at you when you asked that question in the beginning. Kind of was like, what? You're going to ask me this question with how I feel right now? But as the weeks went on, as you allow yourself to go, okay, could I be in this moment? Right now for me, it's 10:46 a.m., May 30th. We're at different times, but we're here right now. The only thing in this world that exists is me and you. You got me, babe. You got me. Like, could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are without needing to change anything? That is the most powerful thing you can do for you. That is the most powerful thing you can do for the world. And that right there is where creativity says, oh, I have space. Just you, right now, exactly as you are. That is the beginning. I want to tell you a quick story. This was really cool. I went to the coffee shop in my local town, my little local block. Downtown is about, right now, there's about 5 buildings in our downtown area. It's cute, y'all. It is so Hallmark movie. And so I was sitting in the coffee shop, and there was a couple in there, and the guy had come in, and he was just talking about how he is doing the gardening and doing all the flowers around the buildings and stuff. And they've actually created a garden that's a community garden where people can come in and plant things, and it all goes towards this place called the Ark that gives fresh produce and food and clothes away to those in need. And I was just watching as people came in and obviously knew them. And the way that people would respond, oh my gosh, I saw what you did over there with the flowers. It's so gorgeous. Thank you so much. And I just watched him be so passionate, y'all, about something I'm not passionate about, and that is flowers. I want to walk into a garden where somebody has already done all the work and there's no bugs, and I can just pick great flowers, or not. I don't even really actually want to pick it. Just bring it into me. I'm really great with that. But I'm watching this guy out there, and he would go in and out because it was hot, and in a minute I just said, I've been listening to this whole time, and I just introduced myself, and I said, hey, I said, I have never met you guys, but I just in a few words just said, wow, I'm just so impressed with who you are and the way you love this community. And that started us on a whole conversation, you guys, where we ended up talking about love. And I told him, I'm a pastor, and how I had come out of religion and what it looked like to love and have unconditional love. And this guy was so blown away and was like, he was thanking me. Thank you so much. I haven't heard a religious leader like you talk about love the way you're talking about love. Like, he was really blown away. And through the whole conversation, I may talk about it even more later, I could feel as my expression came out of love, of unconditional love, it unlocked them to see something they had not seen before. And y'all, it was so cool. And at one point, and I'm going to say this to you, I want you to hear this, because this way that I express myself did not come from pressure. It came from the inside out. It came from a place that was already there, already full, already ready to move. And the moment I stopped being afraid and let that in, my expression just gets bigger and bigger. And that's what gets unlocked when you live from safety. Not a trick, not a technique, just what's already been there. And so I'm going to get back to this story, but I just want you to know, I want to name something that we're doing here right now in this room. We changed the format, and I want to hear you guys. I want to hear what you have to say here in a few minutes. But we've changed the room. We've opened up the cameras if you want it. We've made it more interactive if you want it. And I'll be honest, that's a part of me that I'm really, this just made me way more excited for our encounter meetings, for sure. And why? We're not performing. We're not under threat. We're not pushing to make something happen. It might be messier. It might be a little less controlled. We started a little bit later because we were talking, and so I'm going a little bit later, but guess what? It's okay. This is not a broadcast. It's a community. It's a community where there's an encounter that actually happens. And you can't encounter love at a distance. You have to let it in. So that's what we're practicing together in real time. So hear me, because this is where I want us to land. 6 weeks ago, we started with one idea. You're already loved. Go watch the YouTubes because they're so good. And every week since then, we've been going deeper. I'm going to put, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go get in there because it's good. Lots of good stuff there. There's meditations there. It's just good, and it's just going to keep growing. Every week since then, we've been going deeper into what this actually means. Love doesn't fail. So you don't have to earn your way back. You are worthy. So you don't have to prove anything. You can actually know it beyond your headspace, in your body, in the felt sense, right? Safety is not hiding. You already live here. And now that safety unlocks you. It unlocks your creativity, your voice, your expression, your specific gift that no one else carries the same way you do. All of that has been waiting, not for you to earn it, to get to use it, just because, or not waiting for you to feel safe enough to let it move. Hear me now. You don't have to earn the right to come alive. You just have to remember that you already live here. That's it. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Not performing, not fixing, not hiding, just here. Just you. Just loved. So, as I spoke to this couple in the coffee shop, I looked at them, and y'all know I could not do this without crying. And because he had said something like, one thing, because they stepped away. They had stepped away from church, from God, and boy, they got introduced to something new today. And he said, I miss that trust, being able to trust God and knowing that I had a relationship. And I looked to him, I said, well, let me just tell you something. Let me tell you something about what I experienced today as person after person came in and acknowledged you and thanked you, and the gratitude that you gave every person, the love and openness that you've given me, a complete stranger. I saw a new characteristic of God today that I haven't seen before in you. Tears are coming down my face, and he and his wife their eyes are really big. I said, I saw before we ever talked, a God who loves and is compassionate and is filled with gratitude. And I want you to know he's not far away. He's in you. Love is who you are. And I'm telling you that Christine, Susan, Julie, Chris, Linda, Mary, Terry, Jim, Katrina, Linda, Becky, Terry, Susan, I already said, me, us coming together is the experience of love that can't fail. This intention happened because you're here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. Love is not just what you say or do. Love is who you are, and we get to experience him through you. So, isn't that cool? Isn't that fun to know that we get to live in this way? So,